I don't need to be featured on the official Instagram. I don't need to be on the official Instagram. My face is on there every Friday. If you know what I'm talking about there, it's from the rundown. But I don't like hearing my own voice. I don't like hearing my own voice, and when I can only hear my own voice, I need a little background music action to help fill the space, you know? So welcome to Suited Up. My name's Chris Casper. I'm your host. We do this every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This week we've got three spectacular guests. Our first guest is PYT. PYT, this pretty young thing. She's going to be on here first talking about how she got that name. Maybe. I don't know. She might have a good reason. I'm going to ask you that question. If people call you that, I need a better one. Number two, we've got Mr. Voice. Mr. Voice, I hear he sings. I hear he's got a pretty great voice. We're going to learn a little bit about him. And then our third guest tonight is Kim. She goes by the story of Kim or Kim Possible. The way Kim found this platform is kind of interesting. It's different than anyone else I've ever interviewed on this show. So we're going to have Kim on. Everyone, this week was planned to be initially our relaunch of the show. We're about a week out. I had some of the last things arrive from Amazon, and I had to get some assets back. We're doing a relaunch of the show because the show is now 2 years old. It's old enough to drive, or close to it. It's that old. 2 whole years of the same thing. So guess what? We're switching it up. No longer just doing interviews. We're going to have a whole new structure, but still same old Chris, same old me, same old C. Down with the, what did Dre say? I don't know. Anyway, that's what's going on, everybody. If you're like, hey, this isn't the rundown. Can you make a return? Absolutely. With the relaunch of the show, people like Daddy J are eligible to come back. All the people that I said we're going to do one time, we're coming back again. We're going to have repeat guests. Guest over. KMB, he's coming back. You know, most of you probably don't even know I was a streamer at one point. You're like, aren't you just the guy who makes all the hand motions during Fridays? And it's like, yeah, I am the guy that makes the hand motions during Friday, but I also do this on Wednesdays. That's true. That's me waddling on in, because this outfit, I don't even fit anymore. I don't even fit this anymore. If you're wondering why I'm wearing not a tie today, this is what I wore to Playlist Live 2020 when I spoke on a panel where one of our guests tonight met me. Where we met for the first time. Here's the secret sauce of this outfit. You ready? You ready for the secret sauce? Oh. It's the floral for me. That phrase is canceled, by the way. I've heard people using this phrase a lot. It's the whatever for me. It's the what for me. All right. One time for the one time. It's the floral for me. Okay, we're done. We're never using that again. Let's jump into the show. Our first guest, PYT, if you want to request that box. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. My name's Chris. If this is your first time here during these conversations, I'm a terrible streamer. I don't acknowledge the comments. I don't acknowledge the gifts. I barely acknowledge that I'm rambling, but I try to. Ladies and gentlemen, our first guest this evening. She's a miss. She's young. She's pretty young. But most of all, she's a pretty young thing. Pretty young thing. Welcome to the box.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me, Chris. I appreciate it.
Oh, I'm excited to have you. Thank you for coming to the show. Well, I like the outfit too. This is a
thank you. I went a little business casual to match your swag.
A little busy.
We both have polka dots.
We do. You got the dots there, and you got the dots there. It's all matching. Very cool. And like the hair too. Like the hair's got like a cool,
yes.
Cool
this hair was actually Valentine inspired, so I will be switching pretty soon.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, I think the last time I had anything like that was when I was in 2nd grade. I had highlights. I'm not joking. I liked, this is weird to say. I thought like the cool spiky hair look was cool, and with the highlights.
You were one of those. Oh my god.
Yeah, I was one of those kids. I had the gel and everything. So.
OMG, yes, I remember those kids. Did you point yours up like a big spike?
Like a big
Like
mohawk? It
yeah.
was not. It was not a mohawk. It was not. A mohawk.
Okay, so you just had the spikes everywhere. Got it.
It's a spike. Yeah. This isn't about me though. This is about you today because you're Miss Pretty Young Thing. Real quick, hot out of the gate. I gotta know, Pretty Young Thing. Where does it come from?
To be honest, it was impulsive.
Is
When
it
I was
called?
first making the app, I didn't want to make it. My best friend was convinced that it was time for me to jump into the pool of
Okay.
fish that are in the sea right now. I've been single
Mhm.
for about going on to a year. Last relationship, let's not talk about that. So it was one of those things where she was just like, come on, we can do this together. I'll download an app, you download an app. Funny thing about it is she ended up downloading Tinder and I ended up downloading POF. So
Dang.
in that, as soon as I downloaded it, I think I was in my car at the time, and the radio must have been playing. You know how you just have random thoughts based upon your environment? I
Yeah.
promise Wale PYT had to have been playing because for some reason I was just like, let's just name this that. And it was just I haven't changed it since.
So if you would have said Wale, I would have thought it was probably like a cooking type thing. I don't know who Wale is. When I hear PYT, I think Michael Jackson.
Okay.
That's
Well,
that's what I know. I know Michael
the good
Jackson.
thing about my name is it's coined so many different songs
Hmm.
that it comes to a point in time where if I walk into somebody's stream, they're playing one of them.
They're playing one.
And
Okay.
you know, sometimes I'll just any random song that'll come on, like maybe hip hop, R&B, or even anything, and they say "Pretty Young Thing" is like, oh, okay, that's me. And I sometimes I'll add it on to the track. I don't know if anyone's noticed, but I actually add those songs to my regular scheduled playlist when I stream.
Do you consider yourself to be the confident type? Are you overly confident, would you say?
Um, Not necessarily. I think I try my best to present myself in the best light as possible.
Hmm.
I try my best not to outshine anyone else while still showcasing my uniqueness in the crowd. So
Okay.
in that, I grew up extremely shy. Like I was not a people person at all, but being a creative that I am, I kind of sort of just naturally shined. And honestly, I didn't start utilizing my voice till I was in like college. I became very active in the college community. So I was president of NAACP. I started the dance club for Haitian Student Association. I did choreography for Caribbean Student Association. I did art. I ran track. I literally had my hands on everything. And in
Yeah.
that is when I found all of the leadership qualities that I did have in me already that I didn't even know I had. So then from there, I did some teaching. I've taught reading. I've taught dance as well for elementary, middle school, as well as high school. And I love to draw. I love to create. I make
Mhm.
all my walls from scratch. And this was actually all comprised of construction paper that I just cut
Huh?
up and made into a
You
rainbow. So it's like one of those things where I just let my creativity speak for itself. And if y'all talk to me, then I talk back.
Well, I feel like you've given us a lot to talk about. That's a whole lot of ammunition to just get through there. I mean, between president leadership, that's a lot of qualities that to cover. You said in college you found your voice. Was it
Yes.
specifically the college experience, or did you just feel a strong calling that there were things that you were passionate about that you wanted to dive into or explore? How did that happen?
I think it was definitely a strong aspect of both. Now,
Okay.
as far as finding my calling, I think when I started college is when a lot was going on. So I'm Haitian, and I believe it was 2010 that the earthquake in Haiti happened. My family was actually impacted. We didn't lose family members, but we lost structure, we lost home, we lost property. So in that, like, that's what kind of impulsed me into being active within the Caribbean associations on my college campus. And then around that time as well, Trayvon Martin passed away. I'm from Florida, so is his family. They're actually from Miami-Dade, the part of Miami-Dade that I am from. And that caused me to revamp NAACP that was missing from my college campus for almost 3 years.
Sure.
And I actually do poetry as well, which a lot of people do not know. But if you were in some of my random streams when I was moving, I found my poetry notebook. So if you know, you know. That being said, it's one of those things where like life was happening, and in life happening, I went with the flow, and in going with the flow, I kind of got louder with myself, not just with my display, but with my mouth.
Okay. I want to spend a moment to highlight a bit of what you talked about right there. And just get your vantage point, because you are not someone who just has an interest in the NAACP. You actually were a leader on your campus. You restructured it. I would have to say then that you are well informed and have some knowledge. Last year was a pivotal year for a lot of people, where the narrative became much more mainstream. It was overdue for it. Can you talk to us a little bit about what the NAACP embodies, why it was an organization that you wanted to channel some of your energy and passion into, and then just going forward, what some of that narrative now means to you? What does the conversation look like these days?
Okay, so for those of you who do not know, NAACP stands for National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. And what embodies that in itself is advancement. So I am definitely an advocate for moving forward. No matter what skin color you're in, no matter what culture you are, moving forward is the key, especially in the times that we are in right now. So with everything that was going on last year, for example, a lot of us ended up coming on to the app just because of the happenings of last year. I'm part of the baby boomers, aka the people that jumped onto the app in the middle of quarantine to see where everybody was at. And in that, there was still a lot going on as far as mayhem with within the community when it comes to racial profiling, when it comes to incarceration rates going up, when it comes to even people in my own backyard. My uncle is actually fighting for his legalness, sorry, that's not a word, into the United States, because he ended up having to come here so that he can actually pay to help bring money to his family, which that is the story with a lot of American citizens. And in that, it's just one of those situations in which I feel very passionate about who I am, where I come from, and I understand that people walk through different trades of life. And that's why I try my best to add a kind of sort of a nuance or an environment rather of comfortability, of creativity, of uniqueness in my stream. Actually, it's crazy because my first month in on POF, I went ahead and made a culture day. And it was so fun. Frozen, you were actually there throwing up your Trinidad and Tobago flag. And I was playing all sorts of music. I was letting everybody throw their flag. And as they were throwing their flag, I was adding songs to the playlist just to remind us that we come from so many different places, but we all come together in a beautiful mixture. And we got to just protect us as people. We got to just always dig deep no matter where we come from, and remember that we're in this together. We are one. You know, even if we feel like the United States of America isn't protecting us as a whole, sometimes we are the ones that are united, and it goes everywhere we go, and even on this app.
Sure. You contribute a lot to the conversation, and having someone who has experience being on the actual business side of it, the actual formally organized side of things, is always a valuable perspective to bring to the table. I believe it adds some credibility to the conversation, where a lot of people have a lot of opinions. To offer another opinion is very important, or at least perspective. We don't even have to call it an opinion, just perspective. Going forward, so by the way, what did you go to school for? What did you study?
So I started off on a realm of pediatrics. So pediatrics, of course, baby doctor. Not to get too sentimental, but I am one of 5 original kids. I'm now the only daughter with 3 brothers, because my oldest sibling, which was my sister, passed away when I was 5 years old. And that is my most early memory on. I remember everything about that moment. And in that, by the time I grew up, I knew that I had to be a part of the driving force of helping in health. So that's where I started. But within taking classes such as nutrition, such as some of the physicalities and anatomy and physiology and things of that nature, I realized that it's smarter to teach people how to fight the disease before it even exists. So that kind of made me shift gears, and I changed my major and actually graduated from a different college that I started. I started off at Florida International University, did freshman, sophomore, junior year there, and graduated at the University of Florida with a degree in athletic training and a certificate in Latin American and Caribbean studies. With that certificate, I was able to actually go to Haiti myself and help with the rebuilding of an orphanage that actually was damaged by the earthquake that happened in 2010.
Wow. Everything that you talk about is rooted in helping people, whether it's what you're doing with your field of education. In a bit, we'll talk a bit about some of your live streams and the things that you help with people with regarding that. But just overall, everything that you talk about has this place of selflessness. What is this? You said something happened to a sibling. Sorry if I lost some early memory. Would you say that's the motivating factor through almost everything that you do in your life? Or what is this driving force that has you so often having this returning theme of wanting to not just feel like you want to help others, but take action to help other people?
You know, as far as my driving force, I noticed by the time I was in high school that it was a pattern of I was the person people came to vent to. I was the person that people came when they had problems that needed solving. I was the person that people came to when they needed answers. So it always seemed to be that I was the one that was able to be a helping hand in helping a person out of a situation, through a situation, in a situation, or whatever angle you want to take it, whatever the situation may be. So in that, I am a Christian, shout out to Jesus. And I kind of sort of developed an understanding from my purpose later on in life by the time I built a stronger relationship with him. And in that, I realized that my purpose on life is just that, to help people. And in that, I apply that in everything that I do. I apply it on this app. I applied it in school when it came to, learning the physicalities of being a personal trainer. When it comes to writing my scripts for people who are trying to, change their diet and their lifestyle. When it comes to teaching people on little things that I like to do, like Streamer 101, on how to be a better streamer. When it comes to every aspect of my being, honestly. And I wouldn't necessarily say that my sister was a driving force, but she's definitely a comfort pillow, a landing strip for me when I am moving too far. Sometimes you get caught up. Sometimes you go through that motion where you're just like doing too much, or everything's speeding past you, and then you just need to take a breather. And in those breathers where I feel overwhelmed, I literally sit and I just speak to her. So in that, the way people sit on me, I kind of sort of use her spirit and sit on her. So it's not necessarily that she is my driving force, but she's the presence within my driving force.
Faith and family are giving you purpose. I understand. Yes. Good. Those are two noble things that a lot of people can respect, including myself. To shift gears a little bit here and get a little bit on the lighthearted side, you downloaded Plenty of Fish. Your friend downloaded Tender. You could try and trick me and say, oh no, Chris, I downloaded Plenty of Fish because I want to be a live streamer. But I know someone doesn't download that other one because they're looking to stream. Let us know. How long have you been single? How long have you been single?
I have been single since March 4th of 2020.
March 4th of 2020. So you went single.
Oh shoot! Tomorrow. Tomorrow makes the year, people. Tomorrow is my single-versary.
We got dressed for the occasion. I see. Okay. What? Time out. I just totally lost my train of thought. What was it that you said March you became single, then you downloaded the app, so you ripped the Band-Aid off and you just want to get right back on the market? Is that how it went?
So I got single in March.
Downloaded.
I moved to another side of Miami in April, and then within my loneliness, talking to my best friend, she was just like, hey, I met a cool guy. You should try to meet a cool guy. And I downloaded the app on the 4th of May.
Okay. I think there's a couple guys who are watching who want to be a cool guy. if someone wants to be a cool guy to PYT, what are the qualifications? How does somebody get further
Win a
than
pretty young thing.
the DM slide? Yeah, because the DMs are there, right? But how does someone get further than just the DM slide? What do they mean?
Honestly, I'm a big personality person. We can get into the physicals if we may. Taller than 6 feet, please, and thank you. But altogether, my love language is actually quality time. So somebody that I've had relationships in which, respectfully, I've had relationships in which started off as, no boy, get out my face, and developed itself into, okay, this is going somewhere. So it's like one of those things where it's energy for me. It's time spent. It's getting to know one another. It's that's what attracts me, aside from being over 6 feet tall.
All right, so let's bust this down. Hang on, why is the over 6 feet tall the deal breaker? Are you tall yourself?
Okay, so let me get specific really quick.
My
mother
tall yourself?
is 5'5". My father is 5'5". My brothers got lucky. The shortest one is 5'10", but I myself is 5'2". I need my husband to make sure that I have some NBA children. Okay, I love basketball. I love shouts. I love it. Let's go Heat. Hello. And I don't know, like I have such a sports background that I need to breed athletes. And in order to do so, I know I don't directly carry the gene. I carry the athletic gene, but not the height gene.
So let's just say you get together with Mr. 6'7", and you have a boy, and your boy winds up being 4'11".
The growth spurt is coming. I will give him the right foods. We'll work our way through. We'll stretch the legs. I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about. If y'all Caribbean or African, y'all know about the stretching of the legs when the baby comes out. Y'all know about the molding of the head shape. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, Chris, but stretching the leg.
No.
So not to get too anatomically, but you know how babies' bones are not bones yet; they're cartilage. So
you're telling me if my mom would have pulled a yoga move while I was being born, I could have 2 inches on me taller?
Absolutely.
Mom?
Absolutely.
There's a lot of guys watching right now who are really feeling salty that they didn't know this life hack. Apparently, now I'm not a small guy myself. I'm not a small guy, so I'm not complaining. All right, so the qualification: 6 foot, gotta have a personality. I hear there's gotta be something else though. Like I'm hearing maybe like they gotta be smooth talker, comedian. What is the last check mark in the box?
You know what? Smooth talkers don't. I have 3 brothers, people. I have 3 brothers. I can read through it. You're faking. You want something that I'm not gonna give you right now or ever. So smooth talking is not my alley. But it's something about a man that can make me laugh, because it's crazy, because I love to make people laugh, but it is extremely hard to make me laugh. I can sit in a comedy and just.
And they gotta be tall?
And it's like,
wow.
It's not gonna be funny to me. Like, I'm gonna watch the movie and not be pleased. I'm gonna go. I went to Kevin Hart's, was it Laugh at My Pain live? And it was chuckleable.
Because he wasn't
but
tall.
It's really hard to make me laugh. So if you make me laugh,
I just think what I'm hearing is that PYT thinks men who are over 6 foot are funny. Okay, fine. PYT, let's wrap things up with a little trivia. You want to play a game? Y'all the viewers, yes, I'm talking to you watching. If you're tuning in right now, welcome to Suit Up with Chris. We're joined right now with PYT. This is your weekly interview style show. Keep it dialed in, because after this, we've got Mr. Voice and Kim Possible. But right now, we're going to do some trivia with PYT.
Okay.
I want to love you. That was my best microphone. I really regret doing that. I was like,
I heard a little false sound.
What year did PYT come out? Was it 1980? 1982, 1992, or 2000? What year did PYT by Michael Jackson?
Can I phone a friend?
80, 82, 92, 2000.
I want to say 1992.
Is it because the comments were lying to you? Because they were lying to you. 1982 was the year that PYT dropped. Come on.
I sworn I was alive at the time.
Was zero. I
guess I wasn't
alive either. My mom was practicing her yoga stretches or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
all right.
She wasn't ready.
That's a reference to an older joke in the conversation. All right. What year was the Jackson 5 formed? Was it 1960, 1966, 1972, or 1980? One of those should be obviously not true. What year was the Jackson 5 formed? We got some 62s, 72s, 80. What year do you think? 66.
Say the years again.
1960. I don't even, I only have the right answers on my paper. So I'm going to go. What?
No, before that. 1960. What was it? The other one, 66.
66 is the correct answer.
Good.
The only one I've written down.
Listen, Michael Jackson was born 1958, so I had to think
there
about
you go. Well, he was a young boy at that time. He was a young kid. So 66.
Exactly. Santa Claus was coming to town at that time, okay?
Last question. All right. What was the #1 all-time song from Michael Jackson? And I'll give you some bonus facts. Was it A, Billie Jean, B, Thriller, C, Man in the Mirror, D, We Are the World?
Oh, shoot. We Are the World threw me off. Because We Are the World came out at an important time. But then Thriller had the first movie video. I will say Thriller.
Thriller.
Final answer.
You would think. #1 song of, I almost said Dr. Phil. I have no idea why Dr. Phil came to my mind. #1 song of Michael Jackson ever was actually Billie Jean. It's Billie Jean.
Oh, wow.
7 weeks. 7 weeks at the #1 spot. And it was on the charts for 25 weeks.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm sorry, Michael. I'm sorry.
PYT. Also, a fun fact. I used to think that the song said Day by Day. When it says PYT, I want to love you.
You're not the first person to say that. You're not the first person I heard to think that. I promise you, you're not. I've heard that before.
Yeah.
Unless I'm having deja vu.
It's PYT. Anyway, everyone, make sure that you favorite up PYT. When do you go live if people want to catch you?
I go live once in the morning, once at night. Catch PYT TV. I'm your girl, Miss Pretty Young Thing. Make sure when you come in, you take a seat, and hit me with the fave before you head out. Thank you.
That's the favorites, everybody. PYT, everyone, thank you so much for coming to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
It's the show. Everybody, my name's Chris. This is Suited Up. That was PYT. She was our first guest of the evening. But don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere, please, because we still have 2 more guests tonight. And our next guest, I hear, has a golden voice. He's a great singer. He's a musician. He's an overall fantastic guy who was a strongly recommended guest. I had to pay attention. I had to find out who this gentleman was. And our third guest tonight is Kim. Kim has a unique story on how she joined this platform. We're going to talk a little bit about how this app has changed her life, because a lot has happened to her over this past year. But coming up, everyone, our next guest, he is Mr. One and Only, Mr. Voice. There he's, wow, look at that setup. I want to be where he's at.
What's up, Chris? How you doing?
Hello, Mr. Voice. It's nice to meet you, see you. How you doing?
Nice to meet you too. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Can we just talk about how your background's an album cover to probably the most sensual album ever released?
Oh yeah, it's a fireplace, man.
It's not just the fireplace. That's a romantic novel cover. It's amazing. It's best. Well, Mr. Voice, welcome to the show. For the people who have not met you before, will you give a little shout out hello to yourself?
Yeah. I'm Mr. Voice. I started streaming October 6th of 2019. I know a lot of people think that I am a singer. I do not sing. I cannot sing. I'm sure I could if I tried.
Was I trolled?
I'm actually an actor, not a singer.
Was I hardcore trolled about booking you?
Yes, you
my team is fired. This is over. It's a wrap. But we work with it. Mr. Voice, go on. You're an actor. You're an actor. Keep going.
Yeah, so I've been let my mama tell it. I've been acting my whole life, but professionally I've been doing this since 2017 when I had representation. So yeah, I've been doing that since 2017. I've been making a living off of that. I actually just booked a show. And it's kind of cool though, because this is the first time that I'm gonna have a stunt double. I've never done like fighting scenes, action scenes. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. I start that project Monday, and I'll be working on that about the whole week. So if I'm not streaming starting Monday that whole week, it's because I'm working. I'll stream when I can. I'm gonna try to stream from set as much as I can. We're not supposed to basically record or show footage. So I'm gonna try to stuff in.
Yeah. Well, working off the top here, because all of my lovely notes just go out the window now. We're gonna take this old school and be an unprepared host. As an actor, what was the entry point for you? Because that's one creative medium that we can hop into. There's other different ways we can pursue it. But why acting? Why was acting the pick for you?
I had an interesting childhood. I'm an Army brat, so I was born in Fairbanks, Alaska. And then from there, I was basically raised in Panama. I even spoke Spanish. You know, you're a kid, and you know how your brain is developing.
Sure.
So I was about 8, 9 years old. I spoke fluent Spanish until we moved. I think we moved to Chicago, and then from there, I moved to Europe. I spent the majority of my life in Europe, and basically Charlotte, North Carolina is where my family's from. So I went back and forth. I say interesting because I moved every 3 years. So when you move every 3 years, you're not really concrete to anything. You don't really have a foundation. You just kind of keep it moving. So my mom raised me off of movies. Instead of having a babysitter, she would legit put me in front of the TV for hours. So that kept me occupied. And it was something that I always wanted to do. It wasn't until I was older till I actually decided to move forward that and try that. So acting for me is basically a way, an outlet of the life that I had. And it's a way to, if you grow up, you want to be a fireman, cop, doctor. So it's a way for me to try different occupations without actually doing it. So, I played a mercenary, cop, dad, drug dealer, I know this is a family show, so I'm not going to
That's a twist. No, you can be a drug dealer on the family show.
That's fine. So we sold. No, I'm just playing. Yeah, good time, man. So basically doing all the things that you go to jail for in real life, I get to do and get paid for it. So it's fun.
That's crazy. And I mean, you never know what's actually in these coat pockets. I've never revealed. You never know.
Out, Chris.
You never know. I can tell you. This is what's in the coat pocket. It's just a nice little.
Okay. I like the jacket, man. I like that.
Thank you.
Let me see the inside. Let me see the inside again.
It's the flowers. It's the flowers.
Man, I see that. I like that.
I appreciate that. Those are all the roles that you mentioned. They seem to kind of fit one type of character profile. Then you threw in drug dealer, which is different. Right. But do you feel that having the exposure to military life, military background, that influenced your character development when it came to being an actor? Or was that just you have a stoic personality and was a natural fit?
Absolutely. I'm 6'3". I'm like 225 pounds.
PYT.
Look.
Are you funny? I don't know.
Yeah, but I'm gonna get back to that. But basically, so I definitely fit the military background profile as far as acting. Honestly, Chris, I have not been typecasted. Like I said, I played a dad on the Hallmark channel.
Wow.
Okay? So drug dealer, Hallmark, cop. Matter of fact, this role I just booked is a bad cop. So this is the first time I played a bad cop. So I was a cop on NCIS before, and you know that's a good cop. So I've actually been lucky enough. I've only played a drug dealer one time. You know, so it's still iffy for me. I haven't been typecast. I could do it all at this point.
Sure. I heard military, cop, all that. Thought it's more serious type roles. If there was a dream role, a particular type of role that you could play, if you could just off the rip say, hey, I want to land this specific type of role, what would be the perfect type of role for you to land?
Man, I know. Listen, I know a lot of people are gonna hate me for this, but I want to be the bad guy. I want to be like the Nino Brown. I want to be like the Scarface. I want to live a complete total opposite of what I'm actually living. You know what I'm saying? Because right now I'm paying taxes. You know what I'm saying? So I want to be that opposite character that's not paying taxes, that's kind of living, you know, real wild. I want to do that. So that's my dream role, to be like the biggest crime boss TV or movies ever seen. So that's the role.
I dig it. I think that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool.
Snipes, yeah.
What was one of your earliest roles that felt like it gave you momentum? You landed the role and you said, "Yeah, this is now going somewhere." Was there a moment
I'm
like
gonna
that?
say it wasn't my first booking, but I think it was my most known so far. I'm gonna say it was Project Power, which is a Netflix movie starring Jamie Foxx. So when I booked this role, I actually had to do 2 auditions. I had to do one audition with the casting director, and then she called me back, and I had to do another audition with the director and the writer of the movie on Netflix. And I didn't know Jamie Foxx was attached to this project. So when I get to set, when you first get to set, you go to hair and makeup. So I go into hair and makeup. In the trailer, I see Jamie Foxx, and I'm like, oh, who is he playing? He was actually very down to earth. And I worked on this project for 2 weeks. So we actually, I'm not gonna say friends, like I ain't got his number, but we actually had to interact with each other for 2 weeks. So I'm gonna tell you a story. I was filming my scene, and after my scene, I go back to the waiting area. Everybody already ate. So there's no food left. He has this big plate of chicken wings, and he's like, yo, you can have some. So, you know, I'm looking like, nah, I'm good. I didn't want that to be my story. I'm eating a piece of chicken. Jamie Foxx gave me chicken. But I was hungry. So I said, you know what? All right, I'll take one. So he actually gave me some of the chicken off. And I thought that was real cool. And he's the only celebrity I've never taken a picture with. And I didn't take a picture because I felt like, you know, we were co-workers at the time. We were working together. Like if you could watch the movie, you'll see we were together. So I didn't want a picture with him, but I had a good time. I was in the moment, so I had a good time with him. And that particular role is the most I've ever been paid. Like I just got, the movie came out in August 2019. I just got my residual, and it was like half of what I got paid for the movie. So it was like, it was a blessing, definitely a blessing. So.
I'm familiar with that movie. I haven't seen it yet. It's the one where you can take the pill, right? And you get powers. Yeah. I'm very familiar with it. I just never watched TV, but maybe
I played a mercenary. I'm in the last, like, I want to say maybe hour and 40 minutes of the movie. You'll definitely see me when you watch the movie. So.
Very cool. I'm sure a lot of people right now are recognizing you because it's a popular movie. I mean, it surfaces every time I go. They probably know I'm a nerd too. They're like, you would like this movie, Chris. So
every now and then I can come into my live and say you look familiar, and then I might mention something, and they might say, oh yeah, that's it. But you know, actors, we have different looks. So I might look one way in a movie. You see me now, I might not look like that. Like for instance, the role I just booked is a cop, you know, with some military background. So they're gonna cut my beard off and my hair off Monday. So I'm not gonna have a beard. I don't even know if I'm gonna have a mustache. So they basically, I'm in their mercy. So I don't know what the outcome's gonna be, but I know I'm not gonna have a beard anymore. So I don't know how I feel about that. But
you spoke highly of Jamie Foxx. I would say he's your peer. You're sharing the same space, working the same role. He's done different things. So following that same line of thinking, though, that these are your peers and people that you work with, are there any other people that you look up to or draw inspiration from that you have a lot of respect for in the industry?
Absolutely. I'm going to say Bryan Cranston. I actually had the pleasure of meeting him. Y'all don't know who Bryan Cranston is. He was the star of Breaking Bad. He actually directed one episode I was in on a TV series that just went off the air called Your Honor. You guys can watch that on Hulu. It's a Showtime show. So I did 4 episodes on that. He directed my 4th episode, which was the season finale, episode 10. So I got the pleasure not only to meet him, but to work with him. So I thought that was a pleasure because I'm a big fan of his. Like, I was watching Breaking Bad before I was an actor. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely had the pleasure of sucking up whatever wisdom he gave me. So I thought that was a blessing. I've actually, since I started in 2017, I've had a real good career, man. I was taught that it's quality over quantity. So it's what you've been in, not how many things you've been in. So I was blessed that I've been in a lot of major productions with a lot of major networks.
Yeah. If you would have said, I've been doing this 15 years, I would have believed you just based upon how confidently you speak and some of the names that you've been dropping and places that you've been doing it. So I always say that action precedes reputation. So you do the things and eventually the reputation or title will follow.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's coming. So I'm just waiting on that one audition for that big lead role that'll kind of take me to the next step. But I'm doing very good to just start.
Oh, absolutely. I would not imply or say at all that you don't deserve the title. I would definitely say you do already. The way you carry yourself and talk.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. For people that are in the world of live streaming, I imagine it's not a far stretch to say acting would be something that they might be interested in. A lot of people have dreams of taking this type of work and having it expanded to something either in the movies or television.
Right.
Are there some baseline things that they should prepare to know going into an industry like this?
Absolutely. If this is an industry that you really want to get into, I suggest that you be prepared. I mean, it's a business of rejection. So basically, like in the beginning, if you don't have nobody, like you really getting it out the mud, you don't know anybody, and you got to do it for yourself. You have to audition. So you have to work on your craft, especially now since COVID. It used to be before we would do live auditions. We would go to the casting director's office and they would tape us. But now you have to do the tape yourself. So you have to be even better. So you have to be better than the rest. It's a very competitive business. To get noticed, you have to be good. Because it's actually, Chris, it's actually like a million actors. Everybody wants to be an actor, but everybody's not going to be able to be an actor. So it's a lot of rejection. I think the saddest part about the business is when you do an audition, you're not going to get any feedback unless you book the job. You're not going to hear nothing unless you book it. So you have to be prepared for that. It's a lot of people that quit because they're just like, oh, I can't do it. This ain't for me. Nobody's booking me. So it's a process, man. It's a process.
Yeah. Like you had said just a moment ago about quitting or making it something that you do. There is that almost old cliche of someone says I'm an actor, and then the follow-up question is, okay, what's your other job? Because it is so competitive. There are so many people that do it. And I think that you are providing a great light and inspiration for people on the platform who do want to make it something that is a real career that's respected. And so thank you for doing that. As far as live streaming goes, how has this been as an experience for you? Do you feel like...
Oh, man, it's been great. I met a lot of great people. Shout out to everybody that it comes in my stream. I've been having a good time. I haven't been able to stream as much as possible lately because in January they start the pilot season for acting, so I've been doing a lot of auditions. And I've been focusing on that, but I come back as much as I can. But I love the app, man. I think it's great.
Awesome. Cool. Well, I feel like you've dropped a lot of projects that you've been working on, but one time again, would you like to quickly highlight some of the movies, or I'll use that word, projects again?
Absolutely. So I've been on NCIS New Orleans. I was on a TV movie for Hallmark. It's called Grayson's Family Christmas. Believe that or not, I played a dad. Project Power on Netflix, of course. I was on Queen of the South. I'm actually on the new season of Queen of the South. It comes out this summer. I'm playing a guy named Rodney. You know what? That's another drug dealer. I forgot about Rodney. So, and then of course the new show I just booked called Leverage Redemption. You can find that on the Fire Stick, Amazon, or Prime Videos. That comes out this summer as well. Actually, I'm very excited about this role. I start this Monday, and I get to have what is it called? A stunt double. I get a stunt double, so I don't have to do my own fighting scenes. So that's really not me. So it's gonna be fun, man. It's my first time for that.
The reason I asked was not to make you be on the spot to prove yourself, just more that people can support the things that you've been working on.
Definitely. I appreciate
so
it.
one of the last questions I have for you is, out of your career so far, what has been the most challenging role? One that you really had to dig deep, figure things out, was maybe a little different.
I'm gonna say, you know, Chris, my phone is about to die. Can I come in under my other device?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
Or
I'm gonna get in the guest box. Go ahead and X me out. Let me get in the guest box.
All right, so everyone, if you're just tuning in, welcome to Suited Up. We're currently joined by Mr. Voice. He's our second guest of the evening. Right before that, we had PYT come through. She talked a little bit about her experience in the NAACP, dating, her lack of Michael Jackson knowledge. She was, you know, maybe if you're a 6-foot guy, if you're feeling kind of down right now, it might be because you're not a 6-foot guy and just have another reason to feel badly about it. I mean, but third guest tonight is Kim Possible, or Miss Kim. She's going to come in and let us know a little bit about some of her experience on the platform. But right now we're going to have Mr. Voice jump in the box. Thank you for tuning in to Suited Up.
Thank you. I'm back. So I'm going to say the most hardest role that I had to do was playing a dad on this Christmas movie, and it was a Hallmark movie. So it was one of those comedy but still drama movies. So basically, it was hard for me because, you know, I'm divorced, but I had a wife at the time. We had a kid, and my son passed away. So in this movie, I had children. So it was kind of hard for me to relate to of how being a father is. So I had to really kind of dig down and pull that out of me. So I think that was the hardest thing for me to do so far. The other roles, the tough guys and stuff like that, I think that basically comes naturally for me. But that part, that right there, I think that touched home for me. So
I can imagine that would have a lot of resonance.
So I think that was the toughest one thus far, Chris.
Okay.
Before you ask another question, I noticed a lot of people on this app, because they come in my stream, they want to be actors, and they ask me how I started. So basically, I started from Google. I legit Googled acting classes in the closest city that I was from, and I started from a basic acting class. So from there, it was just a journey. So every actor's journey is different, how they get to TV. And I started in 2016. It took me a whole year before a talent agency recognized me and signed me, and I was auditioning professionally. So it's a process. Some people, it takes 8 years, 10 years. You know, it only took me a year to get on TV, but it was hard, man. It was very hard, man. I went through a lot of things. It's very expensive. Headshots cost a lot of money. Acting classes are not cheap. So you really got to have a nice bit of savings if you want to do this. It's worth it. If this is what you really want to do, acting is achievable. All you got to do is take the steps possible. Anything in life that you want to do, you just have to really take the steps to get there. Nothing is unattainable. So you just have to lay a path out, and you have to take these steps to get there. So I just
that was the last question that I have for you was that I believe that there's a misconception that acting is just this innate skill, that people are just born great actors, or they kind of just never have the skill. What do you believe separates someone who goes through acting training versus that innately skilled actor, quote unquote?
Okay, I'm gonna be real with you, man. Acting is 70% your look, 30% your talent. Like Tom Cruise, he never took an acting class in his life. He just has that movie star look. And you have to be in the right time at the right place. Other people like me, I think I have a good look for it, but I still had to develop it, if that makes any sense. Acting is a lot more than saying lines. Like you gotta know where to stand at. You gotta know what certain lingos mean when the director says this and that. It's a lot to it once you get on set. It's not as easy as it looks. They will literally put an X on the floor 20 feet ahead of you, and they want you to walk there, and you got to look straight up and just know where your mark is and stop there. Stuff like that.
Wow,
yeah, so
incredible. Well, if you haven't, everyone, please make sure that you hit that favorite button on Mr. Voice. He's obviously a very stand-up dude with a lot of really cool things going on, a lot of major projects. Absolutely. Hit the favorite on him. When can people check you out if they want to see you live?
I start this project Monday. I'm going to be a hit and miss all that week. So maybe tonight, maybe the rest of this week, you could definitely catch me out. But I'm going to try to stream every day. All
right. Well, we'll look forward to it. Definitely has my favorite. Definitely someone I'll be hanging around and know more about next time. Cheers, man. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me on the show, all right?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mr. Voice, everybody. Mr. Voice. Great interview. Great conversation. See? Never know who's going to come on. You just never know. You just never know. My name's Chris, everyone. Welcome to Suited Up. If this is your first time here, this is an interview-style show where each week we bring on a panel of guests who are either up-and-comers on the platform, people that are in the know or happening of things, possibly new top badges, recent top badges, show creators, movers and shakers. Doesn't matter. If they have something interesting going on in their life, I want them here. I want them here for all of you to get to know. This is the original show on the platform. And I'm happy to announce that this is the 2-year anniversary of the show. And you can look forward to the relaunch of Suited Up with a new logo, new badging, new branding, and even a new look to it. So I'm really excited for all of you to see it. Thank you so much. And Babyface knows that I'm a kid who likes Chuck E. Cheese, so he keeps me in the ball pit. Our third guest tonight, her name is Kim. She's requesting the box right now, of course. If you've not met Kim, I don't know how, because she is an avid member of this community. When I say community, I really mean that. Kim embodies it. Ladies and gentlemen, our third and final guest of the evening, the one, the only, the one who makes it all possible, Miss Kim Possible. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Excellent. Well, it's good to see you, Kim. Thank you for coming on.
Too.
Yeah, Kim, I'm going to come out of the gate strong here with what makes some of this conversation super unique, which actually, I'm not going to do it. Let's have you do it. Kim, how did you find this platform?
Okay. Well, I found this platform through you, but
it's true.
It's true, but I also was on it before you, and we had this conversation in the past. But I was on the app when it was like a dating site and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I left it, and then you reintroduced me to it.
I did. Passively. I didn't mean to. The reason that I'm wearing this outfit is Kim saw a panel. She originally went to see Drew Lynch, correct?
Correct.
So Drew Lynch is a stand-up comedian. He was on America's Got Talent. He's a fantastic guy. I sat next to Drew on this panel, and Kim happened to hear me speak at it. And Kim, what happened next?
I was just like, he seems pretty awesome. I want to be his friend.
No, I didn't expect you to say that. I thought you were going to say, like, wow, I need to tell this guy how to fix his hair or something. But no, that's cool. So you saw, I just think it's the coolest thing that Meet Me made this investment in the playlist, and the panel that I was on, you saw, and you were like, well, let me check out the platform.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
Of course, you're welcome.
Cool. As far as Meet Me as a platform goes, you had used it when it was for dating. What is the experience now? If I had to think someone who's like a community player, Like, you're one of the first people who comes to mind. And that's someone in just a year who's done this. So what has this community meant to you in this time?
Since the time that I've been on here, I've just built a lot of friendships, new friendships that I never thought I would make. You know, before you reintroduced me to the app, I didn't have a lot of friends, and I was very a lonely person. I was sitting in my room, just talking to myself or doing stuff by myself. And so just knowing that I have a whole new community of people who are there for me or just to talk to is just a great thing.
Yeah, that's at its core, I believe, what makes this what it is you could have a platform anywhere and have people go live. But what makes it different is we use this word community. It really is that. I don't know if there's a different word that can really describe what that means to have a community of people. For you, it's been an experience of making actual friends, people that you interact with on a day-to-day basis. You have had some experience, though, in the past with social media and entertainment. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. I used to, I did a show on here called Talent Exposed, where I brought on people in the entertainment industry. I kind of put a halt to that right now because I'm in college and I'm taking classes and it's just a lot of work. So I'm focusing on my other show right now, which is like more app-based people. I'm just like very invested into the entertainment industry. I like helping people grow and
Yeah, you do. That's been one of the most surprising things is you seem to know a lot of people. I mean, for being self-described as someone who didn't have many friends to talk with, I wouldn't have bet that, because every time I talk to you, you're like, oh, Chris, I know this person from American Idol. Chris, I know this person from this reality TV show. Chris, I know this YouTube star. It's like, how? How do you know all these people, Kim? Because you actually do know them, because they message me because of you. So how do you know all of these people?
just by pure luck and just being in the right places at the right time.
I would say so. Is it because of going to events like Playlist and I'm not sure if you've been to VidCon, but things like VidCon?
I've never been to VidCon. Playlist actually was not an accident. It was I was actually going down to Florida to visit a friend, and then that friend was like, they were probably moving out of state or back to where they originally were from. So and then I was like to one of my other friends who was going to Playlist, what is there to do in Florida? And she was like, there's Playlist. And I was like, what is that? And she introduced me to Playlist, and that's how I was just like, well, I already have my plane ticket and everything, so I might as well go to Playlist.
May as well. Yeah, and I mean, if I had to guess, I would say that has been just a machine for connections that have been built. So for the people who've only heard of this Playlist Live, because as we all know, Playlist actually was 1 year ago this past weekend.
Yeah.
RIP. Playlist is a magical experience. What to you, or why has Playlist been such an important thing or such a life-changing and exciting thing?
It's just honestly opened up my eyes to a lot of new people and things that I never knew existed. And I obviously met you through it, and it just, there's a lot of cool things out there, and if you don't open up your eyes and take a moment to realize any play it off like, oh, this is just for kids, or oh, this, it could be actually something that you might be enjoy it, or
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I think that's exciting. Tell us a little bit about what the future looks like for you. We talk a lot about what's happening in the here and now, but you're going to school, and not to throw you under the bus, but you're my friend, and I'm going to throw you under the bus. Kim, you are much older than you look. You kind of have the baby face thing that I do. I would never guess that you're the same age as me, which I guess I would guess you were the same age as me. But you're a return student. You're a return student, right? So what brought you back to school, and what's the future look like for you?
Yeah, so well, originally I was in school when I was like when I went straight out of the gates of high school, and I had some health issues, and I lost state aid, financial aid, and I tried every way to get it back, and it just wasn't possible, and I kind of gave up hope at that point in time, and I went in that time frame. I went to a trade school that I was connected with through a counselor that I work with, and I graduated with a hotel operation certificate. And I was just like to myself, like, if I can do that, I can go back to actual college and graduate and get an associate's degree.
Yeah, yeah. And so now that you're back, where do you want to go with all of this?
Honestly, I'm still just taking it one day at a time. Like I know like I'm in like the right field of area that I want to be in, but I'm still not 100% certain on where I want to go with it. But there's a lot of different pathways that it can definitely take me.
Yeah. The reason that you left school was due to health issues. Whatever the depth of comfortability is, you want to talk about it. Just know that life has dealt you a pretty tough hand when it comes to health. What other domain of comfortability you have? What has that been like for you? Obviously, having to leave school has been one of the hurdles that it's caused. Can you just give us a little bit of insight as to how the ongoing health effects that you have played into your life and affected you?
Yeah, health always like knocks me down, but I just think of it as like this is not the moment for me to be doing whatever I was doing at that time, and I just gotta let my health do what it's gotta do, and when my health decides that it's time again, that I can pick up and get my life back together, but I'd in the past I'd let it just like get me down and keep me down, and like now I'm more of a fighter. I'll just be like, no, I gotta keep going, I can't stop.
Yeah. Mindset can be a lot. It can be heavy. And I appreciate that you're using positive mindset to bring out the best of your situation. So you may not be able to help fully what's going on with your health, but by channeling as much good energy, as corny and cliche as that sounds, channeling as much good energy into it to say, I'm going to still take the best crack at this, like going back to school and saying, hey, it stopped me last time, but not this time. That's something you should definitely feel proud of. And we're all in your corner cheering you on for that.
Thank you.
Definitely. Kim, as far as confidence goes, we've talked about this before too. Confidence, it all comes differently to all of us. For you, how was this platform played into some of your confidence?
Definitely, just being able, like I said, whenever I stream, like mostly it's like for my show right now, because of school and just making sure I'm top of homework and stuff. So, but just finding ways to like build relationships with other streamers on the platform has helped build my confidence and know that others are accepting of me, and it's just like helped a lot.
Yeah, it's a testament to what the internet can be. I believe fairly that the internet many times gets a rap that it's a place for just bullying and cruelty. There's really a beautiful side to it too, which can be something like this, where it helps boost up a person's esteem, gives them new confidence, new perspective on life. For you, I believe that it's not too much of an overstep to say that it's helped put you on track to want to go back to school and have the confidence to do things like that.
And like in real life, you're gonna deal with bullies, drama, and everything, and it's the same on the app. And you just have to ignore the people, and you just have to find the right people.
That took the words right out of my mouth. It's about who you surround yourself with. If you want to exist and thrive in poor environments of negativity and bullying and belittlement, there's going to be pools and communities for that. If you want to find people who are here to uplift you, champion you, and be positive, there's communities for that. But it does start with finding the confidence to accept that you can belong in those pools of people, and that those pools will honestly welcome you. So great job of that. Great job.
Thank you.
Before you go, Kim, is there anything else that you'd like to say? Obviously, everyone, make sure that you drop Kim a favorite. Hit that favorite. Just click it. Just look at a little cat. Give her the favorite. Anything else you'd like to say before you go, Kim?
Just thank you for having me on. And thank you for everything. And thank you for always being a great friend. And yeah.
No, I mean, thank you, Kim. The community and the platform is better for you being here. And it is such a humbling thing to know that I could play a part in you finding it and enjoying the platform. And really, it is more than just a platform. It's like a family. And so thank you for being a part of it. And happy 1 year of being here.
Thank you.
Cheers. Happy 1 year to Kim, everyone, of being part of this great app. And thank you so much. Hit that favorite. Cheers, Kim. Cheers. That's Kim Possible, everyone. Our third, I can count. Pick number 3, my lord. Number 3. That was our third guest this evening. Give it up for PYT. Give it up for Mr. Voice. Give it up for Kim. Those are our 3 guests this evening. We went a little bit longer today. My name is Chris Casper. Thank you for 2 years of doing this show together. It has been such a wild and exciting ride, not just to do Suited Up, but to be a part of Meet Me and Plenty of Fish and Scout. It's been literally life-changing. It's been literally life-changing for me. Now that my show's probably, I set myself to be only an hour and 10 minutes, so we're good. Right now you can go join Oregon Star Girl if you want to and check out some good love stories. But to all of you who have supported every dumb thing to fun thing to bad idea to good idea that I've had, I just can't thank you enough. I can't thank you enough from the bottom of my heart. Something that has not only been able to make me feel better about myself and then I have a purpose and give me a sense of direction, but every single day I wake up feeling like I'm contributing to something much bigger than myself that I know affects more than myself. And so I really don't know what to say. I didn't prepare something to say, but I feel like I should say something, and I mean that, and that's what I mean. And so just as I look back on 2 years of doing this show, it's been such a wild ride to see faces come and new faces go. But despite it all, I will be here for it. And if ever you need someone to be there for you and adapt to this journey of understanding what it's like to have some comments that are nice and some comments that aren't so nice, and possibly how to internalize them, or how to balance your own real life with a world of live. it can be tough to navigate, especially if this is something new for you. So I always want to be an ear for it. Cheers to all of you. I will be back next week, Wednesday, same time to see you Friday for the rundown at 3 p.m. Make sure that you watch tonight More Miserable. He's got his show at 11 with the good old I was going to say Pet Sensation. It's not Pet Sensation, everybody. Click him. He's right there. Watch Pet Sensations at 11 tonight. Pet Sensations. I'm your host, Dr. Phil. Shout out to my family. Cheers, everyone. Have a good night. Bye.